It's Stuart from WordCrest here, your Customer Success Manager, and in this video I'm going to run you through a demo of the WordCrest Leave platform. WordCrest Leave is specifically designed to be the only thing you'll need to manage your entire leave process on board. You'll be able to schedule leave confidently by knowing who's off, coming back, going soon, and exactly how much leave crew have accrued for any given day. Within the video, we're going to cover the key features of WordCrest Leave, which include creating a contract to set up leave entitlement for your crew, how to find accrued leave balances for any day in the past, present or future, and then we'll finally run through how to schedule leave. So to get started, when you first open up WordCrest Leave, you'll arrive at the review page for the current year, which you'll see highlighted along this horizontal toolbar showing the leave pages. The review page can be set up to show either a Gantt chart view, which is what we're on currently, or a calendar view. You can toggle between those views here. Alongside the chart toggle, you've got your department filters and your date filters. You can switch to a monthly view of the Gantt chart by clicking on the month or year selector here, or by clicking on the month along the horizontal axis. The horizontal axis will display either the months or the days depending on whether you're on a yearly or a monthly view. Along the vertical axis, you'll see your crew split into departments and ordered by seniority. Scheduled leave will run horizontally along the applicable months and days and be highlighted in a colour to represent the type of leave that's been scheduled. Purple is rotational leave. Maroon is paid leave. Teal marks other types of leave, so that's things like medical leave or shoreside training. Where a T is shown at the start or end of a leave period, that marks a travel period. And then finally, leave periods with a purple border and a clear centre are leave schedules that are pending approval. So those require approval from an admin before they become scheduled leave. Space permitting, the leave period will also visually highlight the total number of days, as well as the type of leave that's been scheduled over the top of the leave period. It's important to note that the number of days relates to the leave period, so that doesn't include travel days. If you want to find out more about the leave period, you can click into it and see the dates, get information on the travel, and see who's scheduled and approved the leave period. If you need to make changes, you can do that by clicking on the Edit button down the bottom here, which will take you to the leave scheduler where you can make adjustments to the leave period. If you want to see accrued leave balances, you can do that on the monthly view of the Gantt chart. So if we navigate to the monthly view and then switch the balance toggle here, you'll then see accrued leave balances throughout the month for each crew member with an active contract. You can then hide those by hitting the toggle button for a second time. If we now switch over to the calendar view, we'll see that each crew member has an individual calendar for the date range selected. Like the Gantt chart, when leave is scheduled for a day, it will show in one of the colours representing the type of leave that's been scheduled. Underneath the calendar, you'll see a summary of the number of deductible leave days, the number of accruing leave days, the number of salaried days, and the number of travel days. You can click on any day in the leave period to find out more about the scheduled leave and make any edits. To see the accrued leave balance, you can simply hover over any day in the calendar and the accrued leave balance will show on the right hand side of the summary bar here. So to get started with leave, you'll first need to define your crew's leave entitlement through a contract. All contract information can be found via the contract details page here. On the page you'll see a list of all the active crew on board as well as their contract information if they have an active contract set up. The table will highlight things like the start date of the contract, the end of the trial period if one was assigned, when the contract will end, and if there's no end date, it will show as open, the type of contract, which will either be a rotational or permanent contract, the daily rate of leave accrual, the anniversary date of the contract, the leave entitlement, any flight allowance, and finally any leave carried over from a previous contract. To create a contract, click on the three-dot icon at the end of a crew member's row and select Add New Contract. Once you've done that, you'll land on the contract editor, which is split into 6 sections highlighted at the top here. You can navigate to each section by clicking on the next buttons and going through the pages, or by selecting the section at the top. Once you've gone through and completed the contract, you'll be able to review the contract at the end and then submit it at the bottom here. As soon as you've created the contract, you'll be able to see the accrued leave balance for the crew member. The crew will also be able to see their accrued leave balance through the WordCrest app. There are a number of ways you can view accrued leave balances on the dashboard. You can see it through the review page on either the Gantt or the calendar page. You can see it via the summary page from the balance column. You can see it on the daily status page under the balance on end column. And finally, you'll find it on the reports page, either through the summary table at the top or through the calendar below. So now that we're able to see accrued leave balances, let's look at how to schedule leave. To do that, we'll head back to the Gantt chart. You can schedule leave either by clicking on the Schedule Leave button at the top here, or by directly clicking on a crew member's row in the Gantt chart. Once we've clicked into the row, the leave scheduler will open up for that crew member. The leave scheduler is split into 4 sections which are highlighted at the top, which are outbound travel, leave, inbound travel, and then finally the review page. Outbound and inbound travel is where you'll be able to set travel days, allocate a flight from the crew member's balance, and input the flight details. The leave scheduler is where we'll define the type of leave, the duration of the leave period, and enter any comments. There are over 30 different leave types to choose from, each with its own set of parameters dealing with leave, which are highlighted alongside the type of leave here. And then finally the review page, which is where you'll be able to review the schedule, set whether travel days should accrue leave, and trigger email notifications to go out to the crew and other admins. And once we're ready to go, we can schedule leave and send out those notifications by clicking in the green button here. And that wraps up this demo video. If you'd like to find out more about the Leave product, you can find more demo videos via the blue chat icon at the bottom right hand side of the page on your vessel dashboard, or get in touch with us directly at support@workrest.co.